So if I eat Greek yogurt with berries for a regular morning breakfast, does that mean I'm very special every day?
Because you probably didn't get the fancy stuff on. Did somebody Greek serve it to you?
No.
Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Need to Know. I'm your host, Gemma Stafford, cookbook author and the creator of Bigger Bolder Baking, and I'm joined as always by my culinary director, Ami Shukla, the Belgian chocolate to my strawberries.
Oh my goodness. Funny you should say that.
Isn't that right? I know, right? That was strategic. And you know why.
Why? What are we going to be talking about today?
Strawberries and chocolate.
Ooh, strawberries and
Yes.
chocolate.
Remember, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I love your summery dress.
Oh, why, thank you.
So I'm excited to talk about our hot from the oven topic today because it's something that's a little bit close to home for me. Strawberries.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to know, have you been to the Borough Market in London?
No, I haven't.
It's because you spent some time in London.
Yeah,
right,
I
in
lived there for about a year, but I've never heard of it.
It's a beautiful market. It's absolutely huge. They specialize mostly in fruit, vegetables, and kind of like related produce.
Mm-hmm.
There is a stand, Strawberry & Co. At the Borough Market, which went off the rails insane because they started serving these tubs of strawberries, of fresh summer strawberries, and pouring melted Belgian chocolate over them. And we have some videos. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see these videos. It's insane. They sell around 4,200 a day.
Yeah.
It's almost $9 a tub, full of strawberries, loads of chocolate, like really decadent and absolutely gorgeous. The market tried to shut them down because it's a prepared food.
Oh.
And the ban only lasted for like 5 days because people on social media freaked out.
Oh, like you're not allowed. You can only sell. Like,
Yeah,
like there's no prepared food.
Yeah,
allowed.
exactly.
It's like a grocery store, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, not, but yeah.
So, but it didn't last and they got to open back up again. So the good news for people living in Ireland, and you know what? Actually, I'm going there this summer, so I might be able to see it. Strawberry & Co. are actually going to do a pop-up in Powers Court Townhouse. It's a lovely, beautiful building in the centre of Dublin, and it's all different food vendors.
Mm-hmm.
And different cafes. I remember when we were young, we used to go there all the time for chicken and mushroom vol au vents. It's this really lovely, quirky place. It's old. There's a lot of brick. It's an institution in Dublin. The chef from Avoca Handweavers, which is another institution in Dublin, is the one behind this pop-up, bringing it to Dublin. So it's going to be for a short time. The advantage, though, that people are saying that it will have over the London one is the access to Wexford strawberries.
Oh, this is where you're from, right?
So I'm from Wexford. It is 2 counties down from Dublin.
Uh-huh.
So for a short period of the summer, it'll be easy for them to get a lot of Wexford strawberries. Wexford strawberries we've talked about before. And I'm not just being biased. Right. They're some of the best you'll ever eat. The season is short. They don't grow extremely big. They are, the flavor is like next to none.
Oh.
They're so gorgeous. There's a whole history behind them. You know, they weren't like the soil in Ireland, in Wexford, I think seems to be particularly acidic compared to other parts of the country. So that's why we tend to go the best strawberries. Everybody around the country knows to come to Wexford for their strawberries in the summertime. But so they're going to use Wexford strawberries and they're going to do a variety of different things. They're going to do melted Swiss chocolate on top, but you can also do a Dubai chocolate strawberry, which I don't know. That's also, we're combining trends here. There's a huge trend. I saw the pop up outside like my local supermarket in LA of a Dubai strawberry.
Right.
Which was chocolate and the pistachio cream and strawberries inside there. And they're also going to do it with chantilly cream and strawberries.
Chantilly cream is like a sweetened whipped cream.
Yeah, chantilly cream is a classic French cream sweetened with vanilla. That's definitely like my vibe because that's what I grew up with. So they have those 3 options. Right. I think it's going to be a huge hit. And I think if you're going to Ireland in summertime, make it a point to go to Powers Court House because it's just really lovely. It's beautiful.
So when is the like window for Wexford strawberries? Like, have we missed it? Is like strawberries here in LA are in like June.
They're done by August-ish and they'll start around May-ish.
Okay. So just a couple of months in the summer, but it's like longer than a couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So because we couldn't get our own Strawberry Co. strawberries, we made our own.
Look at how beautiful this is.
Look at how gorgeous it is. Well, do you know, and I'm excited to try this because I haven't had a ton of Dubai chocolate since it's become a thing or ever. And I haven't had the strawberry one, so I'm excited. Yeah. So Ami and I whipped these up this morning thinking that we were good. So we did strawberries. We did a little bit of chocolate ganache with bittersweet chocolate. And we did a pistachio cream.
Oh, my God. I like the richness and the crunch of the pistachio cream with the katafi and that chocolate. You know, it's so funny. Chocolate-covered strawberries is not a new thing.
No.
Chocolate, strawberries and cream is not a new thing. But like all of a sudden, you know how things like cycle in and out of people's consciousness? Yeah. Like all of a sudden, it's like this big deal to have chocolate and strawberries. But it's always delicious.
For me personally, I grew up, sometimes for our dessert, we would have Wexford strawberries and whipped cream or Wexford strawberries and vanilla ice cream. And that was it. For me, if I were to go to the stand, I would get cream and strawberries. That's it.
You wouldn't do the chocolate?
No, because I find, like I've said this before, I find chocolate quite overpowering. I would just do cream, especially Irish cream.
Yeah.
And Irish strawberries. I mean, and like think about like when you go to Wimbledon and the big thing for the summer is cream and strawberries. There is something so simple and beautiful about it. And I will tell you, years ago, I don't know, maybe 15 years ago, Kevin and I went to Paris and we went to visit a cathedral. And outside the cathedral, there was a man selling strawberries and cream off a little cart. And it was the closest, but best strawberries I've ever had and closest to Irish strawberries I've ever had with like this beautiful, thick, unsweetened French whipped cream. Like heaven. Like that's what I'm all about. Sign me up for that.
I just have to say, like anything, like when you have like seasonal fruit that's like, you know, that's just like at its peak and you get to eat it, you need almost nothing. I think that's why like you've got like really good strawberries and you've got just nothing but this simple cream.
Yeah.
Even if it's just a simple little bit of chocolate, like just like a little something, it works when the fruit is so good that it needs nothing anyway.
Well, think about these restaurants like Chez Panisse, which is just an institution in Berkeley. During the season, they serve a peach on a plate.
I know. I love that
peach
story.
on a plate.
I love that story. But I mean, that's what it feels like when you have the access to be eating wherever you live in the world, like whatever's fresh at that time. And you eat that fresh off the tree. There's like nothing in the world like that.
Yeah.
And I think as we have supermarkets that have produce all year round, you know, like even there, you'll go and you can get a peach in February, but it's not going to taste anything like a peach in June.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So what's our thought?
Well, speaking of fruit around the world and food around the world, I think it's time for In the Mix. Let's talk about cooling down around the world. So we just talked about strawberries in Ireland and in England, and I am so sad I'm not going to get to Ireland or England this summer to try some of the strawberries. But luckily, we live in LA, in this incredible international city. There's all these like wonderful foods that I've been able to experience just being here that are from all over the world. And so I wanted to talk about like some of these like hot, you know, how do people cool down in the summer? Like what are these world delights that you can have? So I wanted to start with like you and I both know about tres leches cake, right? And we love that. It's from Mexico. And for anyone who doesn't know, it's like this sponge cake. It's soaked with 3 different milks: condensed milk, evaporated milk, and either heavy cream or regular milk. And you keep it in the refrigerator and it's cold and it's creamy and it's sweet. I think traditionally you just have a little simple whipped cream on it, but I would put any kind of fresh fruit that you get in the summer. And I just love it. My kids love it. Does George like it? Do you like it?
You know what? Has George had it? We made one here recently. Remember we did it for the photo shoot. Our tres leche on the website's really popular.
Yeah.
It's always a fan favorite. I love it. I had never had it before. And I have to say, I'd never heard of it. I'd never had it.
Yeah.
And when I heard of milk-soaked cake, I wasn't full of all the excitement.
Right.
I was like, maybe that's not for me.
Yeah.
But it is so delicious. The texture is what I love, which is a soft texture. The cream, I love simple cream on top with a little bit of cinnamon. When you do often see a little strawberry on top of a slice, which I think is a really lovely addition. And then also, have you had the Porcho's one?
Oh, the milk and berries cake?
Yeah.
Yes.
So Porcho's in LA, super famous bakery. Probably their most famous is this cake, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a tres leche cake, has layers of berries. We actually did our own version of it on biggerbolderbaking.com, and that's very delicious.
Yeah. It's so good. It's so refreshing. I've even made a tres leches cake with like roasted pineapple and coconut. So you one of the milks you switch out for coconut milk, the evaporated milk, and then you put pineapple in there so you can get this like other sort of flavor that's like sort of like a pina colada cake. But regardless, like wonderful way to cool down. It's so good. But then speaking of like sweet milky treats, aside from ice cream, which we all know, I also wanted to share with you this dessert that I used to have when I was a kid. It's called Falooda, and it's from India. And also like just sort of thereabouts. I think maybe you can get it it's like Pakistani, Southeast Asian. It's not really a drink. It's kind of like you can drink it, but you also spoon things up with a spoon. What it is, it's like a rose-flavored milk, like a sweet milk. Like if you were to make a Falooda, you would fill a bowl with some rose syrup, like sort of a simple syrup, rose-flavored simple syrup. Then you would have some sort of like jelly or gelatin or jello, depending on where you are in the world. We call it that. But you would have like cubes of like rose-flavored jello or strawberry-flavored. Then on top of that, you would put this rice noodle. It would be like either a rice noodle or a corn noodle. It like looks like a little kind of like
vermicelli.
Yeah, like a little vermicelli.
Yeah.
So you put that in there.
Is it soft or?
Yeah, it's soft. So it's cooked.
Okay.
So it's cooked and it's like kind of chewy. Like sometimes it can be like there can be some tapioca in there to make it like a chewy noodle. So that gets layered in there. And then I think one of the coolest things that gets layered in there is basil seeds. So basil seeds are like very similar to chia seeds in that when they get soaked in water, they get gelatinous. But it's widely believed that basil seeds cool down the body. So it's something that like is really nice to eat when it's really hot and your body is hot. And I think it's maybe because it's very hydrating.
Are they actual basil seeds?
Yes. Yeah.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's a thing.
It must be so tasty.
Yeah. Yeah. It's actually. You could probably find them in Indian grocery stores or you can find them online. But you layer these, you soak the basil seeds until they get nice and gelatinous, and then you put that in there, and then you pour some milk on top, a sweetened milk. You can do like a rose-flavored milk. Yeah. You can do milk mixed with condensed milk if you want something really like thick and sweet. And then on top of that, you put a scoop of vanilla ice cream. So it's very sweet. I actually think with all of that rose syrup and all of that other stuff, you probably just could use a little plain milk and the rose syrup and the ice cream would flavor it. But it's this like delightful pink kind of a drink, but then there's all these things you can spoon up. The basil seeds are really cooling, and it's often served in a big bowl so people can share it.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
We're going to share a picture of that for those of you who are watching on YouTube so you can see this dessert. It sounds like insane.
Yeah. Yeah. Really, really good. And I kind of think about some of the other bigger trends that I'm seeing all around LA. And I think well, people don't really know about Falooda, but I think it's going to be the next big thing.
You always are great with those kinds of things.
Yeah. We should do one for Bigger Bolder Baking.
Yeah.
See if people would like it.
Yeah. I think you've always said about Halo Halo.
Oh,
so that's another one that you like, right?
Yeah, it's Halo Halo.
Oh, Halo Halo, excuse me.
Yeah, Halo Halo is from the Philippines, and Halo Halo means mix. This is so fun. If you ever if you go on TikTok, you can watch people build Halo Halos, and it's all these things. It's like sweet, red beans or mung beans that have been cooked in a simple syrup, so they're sweet. There's corn in there. There's some. There's a gelatinized coconut that goes in there. Ube jam. Fresh fruit, any kind of fresh fruit can go in there. Tapioca pearls can go in there. So all of this stuff gets piled into a bowl or a tall glass. And then on top of that, they put a bunch of just plain shaved ice. Yeah. Plain shaved ice goes on top of that. And on top of that, a little bit of evaporated milk. And then often on top of that is a scoop of ube ice cream. Yeah. And then that
why not?
Yeah, why not? Why not? And it's just this gorgeous bowl, and then all of that gets stirred up. So you're supposed to mix it up, so you don't eat it piece by piece, and then you eat it up, and it's kind of like this icy, milky fruit and jelly filled soup.
I've definitely seen this come up in my feed because the way you often see, especially in Asian markets, you'll see people going around checking out all the food, all the street vendors. I've definitely seen this. And I've seen them don't they have this crazy system where they have a whole pile of cans of condensed milk and it's just and they are like ferocious making these things.
Yeah, it's really like it's amazing. It's actually like, and it's just like this delightful, like if you're somebody who likes to like put your spoon in something and have something slightly different going on every time you take a bite, like that's what this experience is like. Because you've got like, oh, there's some fruit. Oh, there's some ice cream. There's some icy stuff. And then speaking of icy things, okay, my last thing I have to say, and I'll tell you, you can find all of this. You can find Falooda in Los Angeles. You can find Halo Halo in Los Angeles. And the other thing, my recent discovery, which was last summer from Korea, is this shaved ice called Bingsu. Have you heard of Bingsu?
I've heard you talk about Bingsu.
Oh my God, this is so good. So, I mean, this has been around forever. It's a mixture of fruit and condensed milk that's been frozen into this big block.
Yeah.
And then, it can be mango, it can be matcha, strawberry, it can be all these different fruit, often like a fruit-based flavor. Well, then they'll put them in these big shavers. And then it gets shaved into these like long shards.
I've seen this.
Yeah. And it's served to be eaten communally. Like you can get a small one, but even the small ones are really big. But you can get these like giant bingsus, and then you get them topped with like a roasted soybean powder with fresh fruit, balls of melon or tapioca pearls. And you have this like piled high, like, and the shaved ice itself, unlike Halo Halo, which is just a plain shaved ice, this is just, it's kind of like some cross between fruity shaved ice and like an ice cream, because it has the condensed milk in it. Yeah, it's so good. And there are so many cafes in LA. If you live in a big city, see if you can find a place to get Bingsu or Halo Halo or Falooda. I highly recommend it.
That's interesting. This is a good episode. We're talking about a lot of visual things. If you watch on Need to Know on YouTube, you're going to get to see videos of all of these. So definitely one probably worth checking out.
Yeah.
And then you get to see Ami and I lovely faces. And for some reason, Ami's wearing a dress and I'm wearing a cardigan. I just realized that. And it's the summertime. I always dress the wrong way. I always do. I'm wearing jeans
layers
too.
Yeah.
Sure, why not? We were in Asia there for a few minutes. I'm going to bring us to Europe and talk to you a little bit. One of my favorite desserts, and I'm all about texture. I've said this before. So I love meringues. I love like ice cream that's been sitting out for a few minutes. I love soft stuff. I like things like tres leche because it's a soft cake. I love jellies and mousses. So one of my favorite things is a chocolate mousse. I also adore things like panna cotta. Panna cotta, when people tell me they don't like panna cotta because it's like firm and jelly, it's like, that's not.
Yeah,
that's not what it should be. There's too much gelatin.
Yeah.
Panna cotta, when done right, and it's a famous Italian dessert, should be just set. So a small bit of gelatin or whatever it's set with, it's just set, a jiggle in the middle. And the great thing about panna cotta is it can be done with, traditionally it will be done with cream and milk, making it really creamy and delicious. Some vanilla in there, some sugar, and then served simply with like seasonal berries. I actually used to do, when I did catering, I used to make a big bowl of panna cotta for my guys, for the engineers I used to cook for. I used to call them my boys. And I'd make a big bowl of that and I'd do strawberries beside it. Because it was kind of like not a breakfast food, right? I mean, they had everything else that they needed. It was just a nice treat. It was like a little sweet treat for your breakfast. They loved it. It was so delicious. But you can do a lot of variations. You can go citrusy. One thing I also like to do is change the liquid. A coconut milk panna cotta.
Oh, yum.
So delicious. And then you can do kind of a tropical fruit salsa on top. Mango, pineapple, lime zest on that, like on a barely set, jiggly coconut pudding, coconut jelly, which is really lovely. I've also made one using buttermilk. A buttermilk panna cotta.
Oh, that
so you
good.
get the kind of lemony, it's a little sour,
almost yogurty, like almost
yogurty,
like
a little sour, and then served with like berries and things like that. You can also do chocolate panna cotta. I've also done that. It's really, really lovely. I'm a big fan. It's a cool dessert, no oven needed. Set them in your fridge, no fuss.
Yeah.
So if you have the luxury of going to Italy this summer, aside from the gelato and all of the lovely ice creams that you could have, panna cotta should be on your list.
Yeah, for sure. That sounds so good.
Another thing I want to talk about, which is something that is so simple. I haven't been to Greece yet. Have you been to Greece?
No, I haven't been to Greece.
I don't know when I'm going to get there. It's like the middle of my list.
Yeah.
I know how good this is because there was a place in Santa Monica that used to do this. So, we all are very familiar with the yogurt shops.
Right.
The cake batter yogurt and the Menchie's of the world where you put your stuff on them and it's like $11 and it's delicious. There yogurt shops have been popping up that are actually like legit Greek strained yogurts.
And not frozen?
Just fresh yogurt. And then you get different toppings like honey and maybe some honeycomb and fruit and all different, maybe some chopped chocolate and things like that. It doesn't sound as appealing as if you went to Menchie's and you got like chocolate and cake batter and cheesecake in the one swirl, but it's really incredible.
Yeah.
It's famous on the Greek islands, and like when you think about the kind of dairy that they get there, how rich the yogurt is, so super yummy. So I like when I'm not talking from experience in Greece, but I have had that here, and it's like a little taste. You feel like very special eating. It's very decadent, very delicious.
So if I eat Greek yogurt with berries for a regular morning breakfast, does that mean I'm very special every day?
No, because you probably didn't get the fancy stuff, Ami. Did somebody Greek serve it to you?
No.
That was a test. If you said yes, I would have to tell your husband. Dan, there's a Greek man in your house.
Well, I'm going to pretend I'm very special every day now that I have that for my breakfast.
But it has to be strained and have a lovely manuka honey.
Fine.
And you have to pay $15 and it has to come from somewhere else.
I'll get all those things. If I can't get to Greece.
That Greek yogurt is very simple. And it kind of reminded me of, in Ireland and in England, there's a dessert called a fool. And all a fool is softly whipped cream with usually stewed fruit, seasonal stewed fruit, gooseberries, peaches, plums, strawberries, blueberries, whatever it is, seasoned stewed fruit, mixed rhubarb, a rhubarb fool, a gooseberry fool, mixed in with lightly whipped cream. That's it. Nothing else. That's a fool. I remember my mum making them. I remember seeing them in cookbooks when I was young. I remember like thinking, why? And then I went to Ballymaloo, and because Ballymaloo tends to kind of, go a little bit 80s, 70s. They're still making them there today. But you know what? When you're like, really? Like that's it? Like that's all that's in it? When you get fruit that was probably grown on the Ballymaloo farm, when you get cream that came from their Jersey cows, like right in season, like you're like, oh, I get it now.
Oh, it's all about like freshness and quality when it comes to so many of these like really simple summer desserts. Yeah. Oh, I have to confess something fancy to you.
What did you do?
So
always making it fancy.
I do know a fool very well, but I have to just say,
what did you do to it?
If you take some basil leaves,
and
you chop them up and you infuse your cream with the basil.
And then do it with strawberries.
And then you strain out the basil and then you whip up this like very lightly tinged green basil whipped cream with a little sugar. And then you put macerated strawberries on it.
See,
you get the strawberry basil fool that is so good.
That's 2025 fool. I'm on board with that.
It's so good.
I'm on board with that. That's very delicious. I love basil and strawberries.
Yeah, you should try it.
Big thumbs up for that, Ami. And then, do you know what? Something else, I'll end on this. A posset in England. A posset, Ami is all about posset.
I love possets.
Again, whipped cream set with a little bit of lemon.
Yeah. I think possets are kind of magical because when I first read about this, but when we were developing this for the website for biggerbolderbaking.com, I was like, you can take cream, mix it with some sugar, put some lemon juice in it, and it sets like a pudding, like a custard just from the lemon alone. It's really, really amazing. It's super lemony. It's really like bright and like just kind of a wonderful thing on a hot day. It's really good.
And I think rather than it tasting like a dish of whipped cream, the lemon really cuts through the fat, and it's like a lemon mousse.
Yeah,
that's the best way to describe it.
It's so good, and it's cool.
Yeah, I felt like we took a little trip around the world there, Ami.
I know.
Isn't that nice?
I'm glad I'm not traveling anywhere this summer.
You don't have to. I just saved you thousands of dollars.
I'm glad I'm not getting on a plane this summer. Well, Gemma, back to Los Angeles. It's time for the Bold Baking Hotline. We have a question from Jill, posted in just recently in 2025. She asked, I want to make a fruit-filled pavlova for a party, but it's hot and humid now where I live. Will it come out okay?
Next question. It's really tough. It's really tough. I'll tell you why. Meringue in humid climates is really hard.
Yeah.
The best notes I can give you, and I've looked into this a good bit, is there's three things. Make it during the cold part of the day where you have the least humidity, because it'll whip up and it'll be easier to make. Okay, so do that then. And then when you've made it and it's done, store it in the coolest part of your house. If you have to stick it up on your wardrobe, then do that. But just try and keep it away from the most humid part of the house, away from open windows. Just tuck it away somewhere. Those are the best things that you can do. It is so egg whites are so sensitive to humidity, it makes it quite difficult.
So I have a question for you about that, a follow-up question. Would it be better for her to maybe consider making an Eton mess, where the meringue is just sort of, it would still be kind of weepy?
It could be dissolvey.
Right.
So even if you made an empty, it's just all meringue.
Right.
This meringue is just a very hard thing to make in humid climates.
You know what she should make? She should make a fool. Just skip the
just skip the meringue. Just do the cream and there you go.
The cream and strawberries. There you go. Don't make the pavlova.
Yeah,
that's hard. Or do a sponge cake or something like that, and then put a little cream and strawberries. I know that's not the pavlova. It's hard.
Those are my if you're hell bent on doing pavlova, those are my two tips.
Yeah, that's hard. I wonder if you made it and you timed it so that as soon as you pull it out of the oven, after it's like cooled and dried, you serve it like immediately.
Yeah,
so it doesn't have a chance.
Yeah, like plan to eat your pavlova at like 6 a.m.
Well, no, say you make the pavlova. It's like cooked for baked for a couple of hours, and then you can keep it in the oven.
Oh yeah,
with the oven turned off.
So here's the thing: you're dead right, and I do this everywhere, and I did it in Ireland. I do it here. Store pavlova in your oven, oven off. Even if there's a pilot light, that's okay. Yeah. Keep it in your oven.
Yeah, and then
those humid climates.
Maybe if you bake it at if you want to do it after dinner and you make it at 3, you cook it for a couple of hours, turn off the oven at 5, and then serve it by 8, and it's just been sitting in the oven for 4 hours or something. Maybe then it would be okay.
I think that is a good option. My last thing, and this is from many years of experience, put a sticker on the oven or put over the heat temperature to stop you turning on the oven, because many times I've had a pavlova in the oven and then I'm like, I'm going to make cookies or put on a chicken, and then I put up the oven to 400 and then I open up my meringue is
oh my God. Oh, that's so sad.
Okay, well, one more question, Ami.
Okay.
So I just watched your updated strawberry no-bake cheesecake, and we updated this cheesecake because it was very popular, but we had no gelatin in the original recipe. Then we updated it with gelatin, and it looks perfect for summer. It is, thank you. Can I make it with other fruit like blueberries, mango pulp?
Yes. Okay. So the answer is you can do it with any other fruit, but you do have to be careful about certain fruits that have a lot of enzymes in them that will interact with the gelatin.
Yes.
So papaya, pineapple.
Pineapple's a devil.
Kiwi, mango.
Boo.
Yeah, figs, fresh figs.
What?
And there's one other fruit that I can't remember, but you could probably find it online. But those in particular that I just listed, they all have a different kind of enzyme that's not all the same, but that will interact with gelatin and keep it from setting.
Yeah.
But there is a workaround. Like if you really want to do a mango no-bake cheesecake, you either can get canned mango or you can cook any fruit puree, like of the ones I listed. You can puree the fruit and you cook it down for about 5 minutes. Then you should be good to go because the heat destroys the enzyme.
Ami, you just dropped a whole pile of knowledge on me.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, Ami, I thought that. Well, I learned a lot. We took a trip around the world.
Yes.
I got refreshed. Strawberries. I liked that. It was nice. It was informative.
Yes, it was. I always love it when I learn a lot.
Thank you very much, as always.
Thank you, Gemma.
Thank you, everybody, for watching on YouTube, for listening to wherever you listen to podcasts. Please don't forget to subscribe, and we will see you back here again next week with another episode of Need to Know. From HRN and the Bold Baking Network, you are watching the Need to Know Baking Entertainment podcast.